Tucker Carlson is getting more vile by the day. And I say that, but as those words are leaving my mouth, I realize I just lied to you. Because you can't get more vile than maximum vileness.
Ooh.
And he's been sitting at that for a while now. What do I mean? This time, well, we talked previously about him saying a gazillion horrible things, but I think the most recent story we did about him had to do with him going full QAnon and saying that the Democratic Party is a, quote, child sacrifice cult. Okay. He's just as good as every completely brainwashed person on a scary, dark part of the internet learning about QAnon theories, except for he's the most powerful media figure in the country. But this time, he said that the Democratic Party, I guess, is trying to do jihad on something because they're trying to protect Ukraine. And they're trying to do jihad on Russia because it's a Christian country. What is happening? How do you hear this and not either go, oh, he's a comedy guy. I love this.
This is funny.
He's pretending to be like an Alex Jones figure. Or instantly just start having your brain leak out of your ears. Like, I don't know how one of the two things doesn't happen, but apparently it doesn't. And here is what millions of people are being told on a nightly basis.
The Biden administration sold a piece of our strategic petroleum reserve, maybe this country's most important resource, to China. None of this hurt Putin in any way. All of it impoverishes the United States. So what could possibly be the justification for doing that? We've wondered. Anyone who's paying attention has had to have wondered that. Well, this week, Congressman Jamie Raskin of Maryland, of Bethesda, answered that question. Russia is an Orthodox Christian country with traditional social values. And for that reason, it must be destroyed, no matter what the cost to us. So this is not a conventional war. This is a jihad. Jamie Raskin said that out loud, but many in Washington agree with him. In both parties, they would like to see world...
Yeah, just to be clear, Democratic Congressman Jamie Raskin did in fact say out loud that he wants to do jihad on Russia. That happened for sure. Come on.
Or trans immediately.
Let me go back, because you said, wait, I just heard trans. What does that have to do with what we're talking about? Good question.
Raskin said that out loud, but many in Washington agree with him. In both parties, they would like to see World War trans immediately. So what is a jihad going to mean for you? Well, the details are stunning. Thanks to the Biden administration.
Okay, I can't do it.
Look, where did she get his information from? Like, it's just...
Deep in the deep, dark parts of his anal cavity. That's where. Guys, he's telling people that because the United States government is standing up and helping another democracy stand and protect its right to exist and defend itself from a completely needless and unjustifiable invasion by a much larger authoritarian government, that is the United States trying to do a jihad on Russia for being, wait for it, a Christian traditional social values nation. What are we talking about? This is a joke. People believe this though, for real. Again, his ratings are better than all of the other cable news anchors. It's wild. And he's telling people something that I'm so confused has gotten so popular, that somehow the United States is horribly doing its terrible imperialist actions by supporting Ukraine, the victim in this situation, in defending themselves. Makes no sense. And then they'll say, see, the United States is trying to continue this conflict because of the military-industrial complex. It's like, clearly, you don't actually understand that issue, because the military-industrial complex is a very real problem. And yes, lots of companies are making a lot of money from the packages we passed. But that doesn't have anything to do with the fact that the reason the war is happening right now is because Putin keeps attacking and keeps invading Ukraine. At any moment, guess what? We could completely stop needing to pass packages if Putin would stop trying to wipe out Ukrainians and take over that land. It's not that difficult to understand. And then we would need to do no more packages to Ukraine. You buffoons. And I'm hearing people on the left say this too. I don't get it. What weird brainworm did you swallow on accident that made you believe that somehow we're the instigator and the provocateur in the situation where the authoritarian government is trying to take over another country for no reason? Explain that to me. And so people are watching Tucker Carlson going, yeah, the United States is doing the Ukrainian war because Russia's Christian. And they believe it. What is happening in our country? I can't take this.
Go off.
No, this is stressing me out. I don't know what is wrong with people. Okay. And I want to remind, as sometimes funny almost, the absurdity as this is, he is covering for a regime that is slaughtering Ukrainian civilians. Because Putin has some weird, distorted, disgusting vision of the Soviet Union coming back, and he rightfully should lead all of these territories, including Ukraine. And we hear person after person, including Republican members of Congress, mostly people on the right, but also some people on the left, peddle talking points about how somehow, yeah, maybe Putin's not the best, but he's not really in the wrong. It's actually the Western superpowers who have provoked all this. And then they'll pretend like pointing back at history proves that. Clearly, you haven't read enough history to understand why this situation is different. Whew, okay. That's that. Tucker Carlson, absolute disgusting human being.